Welcome to Catholic News World. So we're so happy to have artist Timothy Schmalz here again for a little mini series on his artwork.
Well, thank you very much. Welcome to the studio. It's been a very exciting month. I've been doing a lot of really cool sculptures. This January, actually, it was early in January, I decided I would work on a couple new sculptures of Saint Padre Pio, who happens to be my favorite saint. And so the interesting thing is, I thought, can I really handle doing another St. Padre Pio? And so I went inside my drawing room. Yes, I do have a drawing room, literally. And I took a pen and I said, if I actually create an awesome drawing, I will know it's meant to be, and I have to do a new sculpture of St. Pio. So let me show you the drawing. It took me around 3 minutes. And as you can see, it's Saint Padre Pio fighting a demon, a devil. And as soon as I did that, and you can see that's how I really start my sculptures, very simple sketches like this. But as soon as I did that, I knew I had to create this piece. And so you can see here, I'm working on it. It's coming along great. Now there you see Saint Padre Pio, a serious saint, winning a fight with a demon. And so Saint Padre Pio, in a sense, is pushing the demon right back into nothingness with his fist, almost like a strangle position there. And it's interesting because if you study Saint Padre Pio for 3 minutes, you'll understand that he was a man that wrestled demons. I've never seen this done in sculpture. And so I think this is probably the first sculpture that so dramatically shows him wrestling, fighting a demon. Actually, you see his fist there. He's about to belt the demon if he doesn't disappear into nothing. So it's a really dramatic sculpture. And one of the things I like about this piece is, as I sculpted it, I thought, if there was a 17-year-old teenager approaching this piece, they would say, that's awesome. And that's who I want to talk to. I don't necessarily want to talk to the people that already know who St. Padre Pio is. I want to, with my artwork, introduce these saints to a whole new audience. So it's very dramatic. It will be installed on a stone base. And you can see the fight. Pio is definitely victorious. Now, I did a lot of research on what St. Pio looks like. There's plenty of photos of them. And I just got to the point where I captured an exact expression of intensity and power. And so I kind of left it very raw and rough. I love the demon's face. He's being strangled. He's losing. He's definitely losing this battle. And I think it's fascinating because if you look at the Middle Ages, in Christian artwork, there were tons of saints fighting devils, demons. There's so much representation of hell. But now here in the year 2021, it seems to be completely void, a vacuum of representing the evil nature of the world. And I think that it's a responsibility of artists today to bring that back and to show that evil, that it is present in our world today. We can't just pretend it doesn't exist. And so this sculpture really celebrates that idea. I was so excited about this, I decided to work on a whole series of sculptures on the theme of saints fighting demons. And the next one I am going to do, it's good timing, it's Joseph, Saint Joseph, the Terror of Demons. And so that's going to be a really cool sculpture. I hope to do it on the feast day of Saint Joseph. What better thing could I do on that feast day? But it's fascinating because after I started the one Padre Pio, I was kind of inspired to do another Saint Padre Pio. And as you can see, maybe you can't see, but as you can see, there's Saint Padre Pio with his hands out, so someone can come and actually touch as they pray the hands of Saint Padre Pio. I love that about sculpture. It's very tactile. This here, the Mary, I decided to put in there And it's almost like a pieta, the peace, the love. This is basically the opposite of St. Padre Pio wrestling, fighting the devil. It's very peaceful. The symbol that I'm using on this sculpture is the ancient Christian symbol of the fish, but it's also the symbol of cancer survivors. And I think that's very, very cool because a lot of people pray to Padre Pio to help with cancer. So it's a very peaceful piece. It either can be on the wall or it can be freestanding. I usually just start pieces on the wall because they're easier, and then I do the back later. If the back's boring, I don't spend there very much time on it. Like this piece here, just a little sneak preview. This is a 10 Commandments sculpture that I'm working on, and it is stunning. You can see Moses is holding up the 10 Commandments. I'm still sculpting it. And then you can see all those angels that are kind of celebrating the 10 Commandments. Very dramatic piece. I am sick and tired of seeing 10 Commandment Moses statues that look like tombstones. This is power. And so this is what I'm doing right now in my studio. I'm almost done the St. Padre Pio's. I can't wait to start St. Joseph, Terror of the Demons, but I might just be able to do one more St. Padre Pio before I start that sculpture.
Wonderful. So St. Padre Pio, September 23rd, what a great saint. And he took care of the sick as well, establishing a hospital. And a saint who died not too long ago. My father met St. Padre Pio and kissed his hand. So it's something that's
no
quite
kidding. Are you serious?
Yeah, quite
that's wonderful.
A little bit about your other Padre Pio statue, the confessional one.
That was what really introduced me to St. Padre Pio. It's called I Absolve You. But it was amazing because I was doing research on St. Padre Pio, and I saw all this criticism about the validity of his stigmata. And I just said to my mind, he was just an imitator of Jesus. Bang, that's what happened with my sculpture. My sculpture, which shows Padre Pio at a confessional, reaching out to the screen. And when you actually, it's an interactive piece. So when you actually sit on the other side of the confessional and you think you're going to see through that window and see St. Padre Pio, you actually see the hand of Jesus with the exposed wound. For me, it was something that confirmed that sculpture is better than painting because you couldn't do that with a painting because it's something that you walk right into and you have to kind of experience. It's the same with my new St. Padre Pio, where I have the hands reaching out. Now, I love painting. I wish I could paint better than I do, but you'll never be able to reach out and grab the hand of an actual painting. And that's why I think sculpture has so much power. And I think that's why historically it's been considered almost more powerful than painting throughout the history. You look at the Protestant Reformation, it kind of left the paintings, but they destroyed the sculptures. And I always thought about that, the idea of the power of sculptures. And I also think that sculpture, because it takes up space, just like a human being does, and it is kind of more real because of that it has more power. And to use that power for good, to use it to celebrate St. Padre Pio and to actually bring it to the Old Testament, like this Moses sculpture, it kind of brings that text and brings those saints from history right out on the street where people can walk around them, and they kind of take up that space, that real space. So yeah, I love sculpture.
Wonderful. And we think in the Bible too, when Jesus appeared after his death and resurrection to the apostles, he said, touch me. He told St. Thomas, put your fingers in my wound and in my do not doubt and believe. So that was really integral for St. Thomas the apostle.
Yeah. And that's throughout Christianity too. Like the whole idea of the Word made flesh, coming down physically to our physical world. I think that's that's something that is very special about Christianity. And I think that's why, if you look at the history of Western artwork, that basically 99% of it has been on Christian themes. Not only because our culture was so Christian, but I also think there is that relationship, that very strong relationship between art and Christianity. You look at other religions like Judaism, you look at the Muslims, they are not really embracing sculpture like we are. A lot of people would say that it's because, the Roman Catholic Church, it was the ancient Roman Empire. And granted, they did take some of the statues and fashion them like the sculptures that they saw around them that were the Greek and Roman gods. But there's something more there. There's something more in the theology that works with artwork and specifically sculpture.
Right. Wonderful. And I think Padre Pio has a lot to tell us about Lent, his emphasis on confession and penance and prayer. It's certainly a message for our times to imitate. And I'm sure your work will bring some people to listen to the admonitions of Padre Pio through his life.
It's interesting because after I did the first St. Padre Pio, I now have two more, and I'm about to work on a third. And I really do think that the beauty of artwork is there's so many ways of expressing. And whenever I do a new sculpture of a saint, a passage or a part of the Bible, I feel that I am adding to the dialogue, so to speak. And I think that's wonderful. And I think it's never ending, but because it's easy to think about an idea and then to actually execute it. There's only a finite amount of sculptures I can do in my finite life, but I'm doing the best I can here.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And we'll see you again on the next episode of our little mini series on art. God bless you.
Excellent. Thank you.